No one is a friend to his friend who does not love in return. Opinion is the medium between knowledge and ignorance. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. The beginning is the most important part of the work. Time is the moving image of reality. Bodily exercise, when compulsory, does no harm to the body, but knowledge which is acquired under compulsion obtains no hold on the mind. Knowledge becomes evil if the aim be not virtuous. Character is simply habit long continued. The man who makes everything that leads to happiness depends upon himself and not upon other men has adopted the very best plan for living happily. This is the man of moderation, the man of manly character and of wisdom. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. To be conquered by yourself is of all things most shameful and vile. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Knowledge without justice ought to be called cunning rather than wisdom. A good decision is based on knowledge and not on numbers. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. A library of wisdom is more precious than all wealth, and all things that are desirable cannot be compared to it. Whoever therefore claims to be zealous of truth, of happiness, of wisdom or knowledge must become a lover of books. Knowledge is the food of the soul. The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. We are like people looking for something they have in their hands all the time. We're looking in all directions except at the thing we want, which is probably why we haven't found it. Ignorance, the root and stem of every evil. If women are expected to do the same work as men, we must teach them the same things. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. The madness of love is the greatest of heaven's blessings. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. Do not train a child to learn by force or harshness, but direct them to it by what amuses their minds, so that you may be better able to discover with accuracy the peculiar bent of the genius of each. Education is teaching our children to desire the right things. Courage is knowing what not to fear. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. The measure of a man is what he does with power. The untrained mind keeps up running commentary, labeling everything, judging everything. Best to ignore that commentary. Don't argue or resist, just ignore. Deprived of attention and interest, this voice gets quieter and quieter, and eventually just shuts up. Nothing beautiful without struggle. Pleasure is the bait of sin. These are three classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help and what they cannot. You should not honor men more than truth. Love is simply the name for the desire and pursuit of the whole. A hero is born among 100. A wise man is found among 1,000. But an accomplished one might not be found even among 100,000 men. For to fear death, my friends, is only to think ourselves wise, without really being wise. For it is to think that we know what we do not know. For no one knows whether death may not be the greatest good that can happen to man. True friendship can exist only between equals. Man is a being in search of meaning. Either we shall find what it is we are seeking, or at least we shall free ourselves from the persuasion that we know what we do not know. No wealth can ever make a bad man at peace with himself. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. The difficulty, my friends, is not in avoiding death, but in avoiding unrighteousness, for that runs faster than death. No matter how hard you fight the darkness, every light casts a shadow, and the closer you get to the light, the darker that shadow becomes.